Good evening to all. I'm Pradeepa, Assistant Professor in English, Kamadenu Arts and Science College, Satyamangalam. Today we are going to see about Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. First, let us see about Oscar Wilde. He was an Anglo-Irish playwright, novelist, poet, and critic, and he is regarded as one of the greatest playwrights of the Victorian era. His lifetime, he wrote 9 plays, one novel, and numerous poems, short stories, and essays. He introduced the principles of art for art's sake, beauty for beauty's sakes. Let us see about introduction of the story, The Happy Prince. Oscar Wilde became the editor of Woman's World from 1887 to 89. During this period, he worked as a trainer and he published The Happy Prince and Other Tales in 1888, which reveals his gift for romantic allegory in the form of fairy tale. The story is about a prince. When the prince was alive, he was very happy. A big statue of the prince was erected on a pedestal after his death. From there, the statue of the prince could see the entire city, and at the time, he saw the miseries of the people. He saw the poor people, the homeless, the hunger, and starvation. The happy prince became sad when he saw all these miseries of the people. The statue of the happy prince was covered with gold and many fine jewels. One day, a swallow passing through seeks shelter under the statue and discovers the prince is not happy but sad. Thus, the story of the happy prince is ironical. Who are the major characters? The happy prince and the swallow. The minor characters are the seamstress, the little boy, playwright, the little match girl, the beautiful angel. They are the characters in Happy Prince. First, we will see about the major character, the Happy Prince. Former, he is a ruler who lived happily in palace of Sanssouci. The palace was surrounded by lofty walls so that Sarah could not enter. It shows that he is very happy in his lifetime. The Happy Prince did not bother how people in Sanssouci were living their lives. After his death, his statue was set up so high that he could see all the ugliness and miseries of the people in the society. Okay, so he feels guilty about his life. Next is the swallow. Swallow was the bird who worked as a messenger for the statue of Happy Prince. When the statue donated both of his eyes, Swallow stayed with him forever. He started loving the statue of the Happy Prince. Next character is the seamstress. The first poor is the seamstress. She is portrayed as a thin and worn faced woman with courage and red hand. She had a baby and he is lying ill on the bed. He has a fever and asking for oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying. Next character is the playwright. Second poor is a young man whose hair is brown and crisp. His lips are red as a pomegranate and he has large and dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write anymore. There is no fire in the gate, that means there is no interest, it shows, and hunger has made him faint. Next character is the little match girl. The little match girl is the third poor. She had to give her father money or she will beat her if she goes home penniless. Shows how cruel his father is. She had let her matches fall in gutter and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she don't bring home some money and she is crying. It shows how she is pity. She has no shoes or stockings and her little head is bare. Bare means full of empty. Next character is the beautiful angel. The angel is the messenger of the God. whom the task of bringing two most precious things in the city was given. So the two most precious thing is one is the happy prince and another is swallow. The angel proved to be worthy of God's messenger by bringing the laden heart of the prince and the dead swallow. They were the perfect examples of true friendship, and it because they shows their friendship very well in the story. Kindness, love, and affection. Next, let us see about the plot. There is a statue of the happy prince in the middle of a really unhappy town. A swallow comes to sit on the statue's plinth. The swallow sees the happy prince crying and asks him why. He wishes to know the reason why the happy prince statue is crying. The prince says that there is too much sadness in the town and the swallow should take all the jewel of the statue and give them to those who need them. So the happy prince told the swallow to be a messenger. Next. But then the swallow never flew away for the winter and dies. After he helped the happy prince, he was affected by winter and dies. Also, the greedy mayor of the town does not think the statue is beautiful anymore without the jewel and order for the prince to be melted down. So, we should not think that appearance is always deceptive. We know the thought, right? So, here, example is the mayor who thinks the statue is not beautiful. So he told the people to throw out this statue in dustbin. But they find the prince's lid heart won't melt, so they throw it out. Throughout the story, an angel who has been ordered by God to find the two most precious things he can find in the city and bring them back to him. The angel bring back the dead swallow and the lead out. So through this only the angel bring lead heart and dead swallow. What are the themes? Outward beauty is nothing, it is just a show. The real beauty is all love and sacrifice. Whatever we shows outside, it does not matter. We should have from the heart and we need to sacrifice something to the world. If we sacrifice something, the same sacrifice or the same thing God will gives to us by one way or other. Love and sacrifice are two saving force. There is great gap between rich and the poor, the rulers and the moss. So in this story, there is difference gap. Okay, like rich is the ruler and the poor is the moss. Moss means people who are in the city. So the ruler is handling the people. God loves those who love their fellow human beings. That means what? God loves only who is helping other human beings with love and sacrifices. Those who is hesitant to love and care, God won't loves them back. That's the meaning of this line. Next is what are the implication that the writer gives. The writer wants to tell that outward beauty does not mean a lot. The real beauty is in persons' art, which have the deep feeling and the ability to feel the sorrowness and hardships of others, just like the happy prince, that he led a happy life, but after his death, when he saw people worries, he felt them. That means what? When he is alive, he does not see the people's sadness or their miseries. After his death, he saw the miseries and their pains and their povertiness and their shelters from the statue. The lesson we got from the story is that every person is not the same, as Happy Prince is very rich and live happily. But when he saw people's hardship, even after his death, he was worried and anxious to help them. at every possible way and make it possible by the swallow, which was his great deed. Even after his death, he helped the people through the bird, the swallow. It shows us humanity. Next is symbolic title. This story also has a symbolic title. The title of the story is The Happy Prince, but inwardly he is not happy. The prince name is called as Happy Prince, but inside he is not happy because he feels sorrow and pity for common people. So after he became statue, he was not happy because he sees the poor people sufferings and miseries and he is not able to tolerate. Next is irony. Oscar Wilde has used the term irony in the story. He has shown the contrast between irony here refers to the rich and the poor people is the irony. The rich people is making their lives very happily in their beautiful house, whereas beggars were suffering and starving for food in the gate. It shows that rich people does not care for poor people and they were enjoying their life. It is the condition of poor people. Next is satire. Oscar Wilde used the literary term satire in the story. Satire here is social injustice happen to poor people from rich people. So it is the drawbacks in a society. The swallow expressing his dissatisfaction under the golden statue and preferring chimney to sleep. In Happy Prince, while mention an emerging playwright suffering from poverty is unable to complete his piece of work. There is no human being to support him financially except the statue of the prince. The same thing happened to Oscar Wilde when he was writing his play. Okay. The mayor and the councillors of the town thinking about money, power, and their position, not a bit sensitive towards the statue of the happy prince and the poor people. So here, the mayor and the councillors are cruel people. The author is referring. They were making money and they were enjoying, but they don't care for the statue of a happy prince or they won't care for the life of poor people at all. They were so jealous or they were not caring about their people. Next, we see about structure and symbolism. In the title of the story, the happy prince has the following symbolic meaning. What are the symbolic meaning? Happy. First, we take happy. Being happy is a state of mind. Happy itself shows that you are very happy at the moment. It is symbol of positivity. So through that we know that we are in positive mode and we have energy and we can face whatever arrive to us. Prince. The prince lets heart symbolize immorality. So the prince art is immortal. Immortal means it do not have death. It is always lives in the world. Next, lost is the swallow. The swallow is a symbol of loyalty. Loyalty means here he showed loyalty towards the prince by helping three poor peoples. We had seen the three characters which was helped by the swallow and the help is given by happy prince by his statue gold jewels. Okay, these are the things symbols in happy prince. Thank you.